The purpose of these lessons is to show you the logic behind the most basic Chinese characters, beginning with the simplest pictograms, and later combining these elements to create more complex characters. Today's lesson introduces the character for a hut or roof. Originally, a pictogram of a simple thatched hut built half above and half below ground. This particular hut has a window at the rear or north side for ventilation, giving rise to its meaning of direction. As I explained in Lesson 9, houses in Chinese villages are preferably situated with backs toward the north, facing south. This character, meaning to turn to or face a direction, is pronounced fourth tone, xiang, xiang. One expression that can be made now is qu xiang, meaning the direction in which somebody or something has gone, as in the killer's whereabouts are unknown. Predictably, this character is often used with directions such as north, south, east, west, in, out, up, and down. For example, to go south, head south would be 向南走, 向南走. If two people stand facing each other, this could be rendered as 两人相向, 两人相向. This could be two people singing a romantic duet, or two rivals squaring off for a fight. We only know they are face to face. This pictogram for hut or roof is normally much reduced in size and placed at the top of other elements to create new characters. In Lesson 7, we learned the character 寸, meaning a hand, or an indicator of measurement or rules. And now we can find it again in combination with roof. This new character is pronounced third tone, 手, 手, and means to hold or observe the rules of the house, abide by the laws of the land, guard, defend, and maintain something. By adding a character we learned earlier in Lesson 8, first tone, 看, meaning to guard, we have a new expression, 看守, 看守, meaning to watch and guard, or to detain a suspect before trial. If we know a person who's rarely on time, we can say he or she is not punctual, 不守时, 不守时, literally, not keep the time. The affirmative, of course, is 守时. The next character in today's lesson is a variation of the person-people character, 人, that we learned in Lesson 1. The earliest version had a round head, which was later changed to a horizontal line. A second horizontal line was then added for emphasis, which, it turns out, is precisely the original writing of 上, meaning above, as we saw in Lesson 6. This new character is pronounced second tone, yuan, yuan, and means the head, the beginning, the first or basic unit of something. Since yuan means basic units, it can also refer to dollars or any other monetary unit, depending on the country. So, 1,000 Japanese yen would be translated as 1,000 日元. Our next character is yuan inside the roof radical. pronounced second tone. Wan, wan. Yuan also serves as the phonetic for this phonosemitic compound. When the roof has been added, the hut is now complete. So this character wan means finished or complete, especially useful after verbs to show the action has finished. For example, to finish reading a book would be 看完一本书,看完一本书. Take a moment to notice how many versions of the person, people character we've seen so far. The upright man in 1,000, 千. The man with outstretched arms in large, 大. The left-facing and right-facing man in north, 北. The man split in half in complete, 完. And the miniature man in sit, 坐, and squeeze, 夹. Quite a few variations, but it's important to recognize them when you see them. The fifth character in today's lesson is a pig under a roof, meaning home. Pronounced first tone, 家, 家. In some of the more mountainous parts of China today, it's not uncommon for people to live in houses with a pigsty below. China is by far the largest producer and consumer of pork products in the world. One auricle bone expert, Shen Kai, maintains that the roof element actually depicts a Shang dynasty family temple in the home of a minor noble, where pigs were sacrificed to the gods. Larger animals, such as oxen and goats, were sacrificial offerings reserved for the emperor and feudal lords. Commoners were neither permitted nor able to afford to perform such sacrifices. In a similar vein, notice how the English words for meat, beef, mutton, veal, and pork, are French words borrowed from the French-speaking aristocracy, who could afford to eat them. Cow, sheep, lamb, and pig were the English names for those same animals which the lower classes raised as food for the rich. Perhaps this is why the author Shen Kai believes that jia actually depicts the sacrifice of a pig in the family temple of a noble, albeit a lesser one. Anyway, besides the simple meaning of home and household, jia can also serve as a sort of suffix indicating a specialist or person engaged in a trade, similar to ist and er in English. Artist, scientist, dancer, calligrapher, etc. A person always feels most at home, jia, in their area of expertise. There are plenty of other expressions with jia. 家人, meaning family members. 回家, to go home, and the negative 不回家, not go home. 在家, at home, and the negative 不在家, not at home, similar in meaning to 人不在, that we learned in lesson 10. 看家, with first tone, 看 means to stay home and look after the house, such as what a family member or even your dog might do while you are away. And another useful expression is 大家, meaning everybody, literally the whole house. Such as when asking, what does everybody want to eat? In lesson 5, we learned the character 正, meaning a foot going directly to its destination, meaning straight, exact, proper, fair, etc. If we combine zheng with the house and roof radical, we have a new ideogram pronounced fourth tone. Ding, ding. It literally means to go into a house and stop. In other words, to decide to stay and settle in. From this simple combination comes this definition: to decide, fix, settle, establish, become calm and stable. Probably the most useful expression is 一定, literally from start, 一 to stop, 定, beginning to end, meaning certainly, definitely, and its negative form, 不一定, not necessarily. So, 一定去 would mean someone will definitely go, and 不一定去 would translate as might not go. And if you are afraid you might oversleep, you can always 定时, 定时. That is, set the time for when you want to wake up. The word time bomb would also include this phrase, because it would go off at a fixed time. And lastly, a phrase often seen in history books describing the end of hostilities between rival lords, or perhaps a dynastic change. 天下大定. Stability reigns throughout the land. The world is at peace. 天下大定. Of course, this expression could also be used humorously to describe a household where the bickering and noisy quarreling had finally subsided. Here is our color chart with today's 5 characters and their correct stroke order. Xiang, Yuan, Shou, Wan, Jia, and Ding. The following chart shows these same characters in printed form. To fix the characters in your memory, copy them onto colored sheets of paper, as suggested in previous videos: blue, green, pink, yellow, and white. Underline any homonyms, and circle those characters with more than one pronunciation. So, what have we learned in today's lesson? 1. The most complete pictogram of a primitive hut is one with a window facing north. This character, pronounced xiang, now refers to a specific direction or a tendency. 2. 去向 means whereabouts. 向南走 means to head southward. And 两人相向 means two people are standing face to face, singing or possibly engaging in some sort of duel. 3. The hut pictogram is usually reduced to a 3-stroke cap at the top of other elements, becoming a roof and suggesting a house or possibly even a temple. 4. The hand with a dot at the wrist, 寸, may simply mean a hand, but often indicates measurements, rules, and laws. Combined with a roof or house radical, this becomes the character shou, meaning to defend the house, follow the rules and laws, and keep everything unchanged. 5. To watch and guard or detain a suspect before trial is the expression 看守. 6. When a person is punctual, we say they 守时, keep the time. 7. This lesson includes another version of 人, the person-people character, this time split in two with a line serving as the head and a second line above to emphasize the meaning of first and foremost. Pronounced yuan, it means the beginning, the head, or a fundamental unit, such as a unit of currency. 8. When a roof is added on top of yuan, it suggests the structure is now finished. The hut is complete. This new character, pronounced wan, is particularly useful with verbs to show completed action, past, present, or future, as the case may be. 看完一本书 is to finish reading a book. 9. Up to now, we've seen 6 different versions of the character for a person or people. 10. Pork is the most widely consumed meat in China, so it's no surprise that a pig under a roof is where the common folk live and raise pigs, under their home. 家. Another interpretation is that the roof actually depicted the family temple, where minor nobles could offer up pigs in sacrifice to the gods. 11. As a person always feels at home in their area of trade or expertise, 家 can sometimes be attached at the end of some expressions to indicate a specialist or a person involved in a trade. 12. Expressions with 家 include 家人, family member, 回家, go home, 在家, at home, 看家, to stay home and look after the house, and 大家, meaning everybody. 13. The character showing a foot going into a house and stopping is pronounced 定 and means to settle, decide, and become stable. The phrase 一定 means definitely, and its negative form 不一定 means not necessarily. 14. 定时 means either to set a time or at a set time. 15. A phrase indicating a time of peace and stability across the land is 天下大定. Literally, the world under heaven is largely calm and stable. Now you will find a short quiz on double, triple character, and longer expressions. Answer using only the characters learned so far. Thank you for watching and listening.